Check one, check one. Hello, 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 hello. All right, now there are like 7 of me talking now. I just need to find where this random tab is. Okay, I think it's all good now. All good, all good. And let's see, today we're going to implement the refresh token actually being exchanged in our React app. Okay, there we go. Everything seems to be set up now. Good. So let's go to the code. So one last thing before we actually do the refreshing. So I just want to make the URLs a little easier to understand at a glance within the API service. I haven't coughed all morning. As soon as I go live, I start coughing. I want this to be easy to understand at a glance when you come into this service file. We might want to split this up into different logical elements later as the app grows, but for now we can all right, that's just that. This seems to be working. I don't think we need to make a change to awaiting the JSON response. So I'm just going to leave it there for now, though. The health check, that is actually going to be, instead of a URL, urls.health. URLs dot login. URLs dot customers. Hello? What is happening? Okay. Something was going crazy with my mouse. I don't know what that was. Take that out and that out. Let's see, do we have a slash at the end of customer? We already have it. Let's not, because it reads easier to separate. Plus slash plus customer ID, okay. URLs dot customer. Okay. So we have the URLs just at the top of the file so that we know what we're working with. What? Something is going crazy with my VS Code. Let me just just need to restart. Don't save it. Oh, I know what it could be. Sometimes the VM's date time gets out of whack, and that causes issues. But also, yeah, okay, so it did adjust the date time up here. What is happening? The whole VM going wacky? CPU's fine. Memory's, as always, Linux makes you scared that you're out of memory, but it's efficient and it's cleaning up of memory. Start our API back up. Okay, that's fine. And oh, okay. When you access the database, you use --local to interact with the local database. But when you run the server, you use --remote to interact with the remote database. The defaults there are slightly confusing. Okay, and then, all right. That seems much more responsive. I don't know what was happening. Okay, so we've updated the service. We need to implement the refresh token. So this is going to be more similar to health check. Yes, that's exactly right. Exactly right. Okay. So our service is now using refresh. Now our hook for the APIs, we need to again, let's just see what that looks like. Use refresh token. We need the set access and set refresh. That's exactly right. Loading, set loading, error, set error. So we're set loading to true. We set the error to null. We await the refresh token, which refresh token is refresh token. Our get refresh token exchange. And await refresh token exchange. So we're exporting refresh token from the use refresh token. Set loading to true, set error to null. Data is awaiting. if not data, set the error. If not data, or not data access token, or not data refresh token. Okay. Then we can set them and the local refresh. Okay. Excellent. So now our use fetch from API has our, so we have a refresh, use refresh token. So this is the hook. I'm just trying to remember how we, did I not save that? Trying to remember when we did the implementation. So the login executes that, but where there's a difference is that at the very launching we want to do the refresh. What do we want to do that in the app? So it's when the app is bootstrapping. Let's see, we might look up where to React, in a React app, where is the most React place to put bootstrapping logic for instance exchanging your refresh token for an access token. Oh, that's interesting. Using Axios to set the refresh token instead of the API service. That could be a potential refactor in the future, but not today. So I had thought maybe the app made the most sense. So what we could consider doing is, how often does this actually get called? I don't understand. I'm not clear on rendering yet. But I would think anytime you navigate to a URL where app is instantiated, executed, invoked, probably that's the best one. So let's come back over to our application, go to console, refresh the screen. I'm not running the server. Run. Start. Okay. Okay. Here. App rendered, app rendered. So we don't want to just refresh the token just indiscriminately. What about outside the scope of app? So app did get rendered, but does it would need to be within an asynchronous function. We probably want to check the current access token. We'd also need I'm not sure if that all right, we want to maybe the auth provider should do it, but let's see how. I bet that gets. I bet this gets called constantly. No, we don't want value. I just want to say auth provider. So it got called twice. I suppose what we could do is something like this. Let's see, can that be async? Is that not? Oh, no. We would need to wrap. Nope. That. Like that. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and fetch the data response. Save that. And let's get rid of that. Okay, so refresh. It can fetch it. Self-executing anonymous function works. So that is for the first attempt. So when we load the application, when we load it, will it fetch that? Hang on. Okay, so if we fetch that, will... What am I saying? When we load, we want to check our auth token. So let's import our use refresh. Should our app have to fetch that though? Where are we already fetching? We're already fetching the content. I think it actually... Auth provider happens even before the app. Oh, but we're not fetching it down here. Okay, let's do it here. All right, so we need a... What do we need to do? We need to import... Crazy allergies and sinuses. Need to import use state. Use state. We need to inside of our function or actually let's all right, so we've got our got our refresh token, our access token, our refresh token, our set access token, or our set refresh token. Okay. If not access token, actually what we could do is if not refresh token, then just return. Oh, wait. We haven't fetched it from storage yet, local storage. Where are we doing that? We're not doing it at all, right? So if not refresh token, then get it from local storage. And then there's that. Okay. So if there is no refresh token, we just want to return. All right. So if there's no refresh token, we try to fetch it from local storage. If it's not there, we return. So then we get here. But actually, even before here, now this should never happen, but what if we already have an access token? I don't think that can happen, but let's have it there. So then we don't need to check if it exists here because we can't get here without it. So we have no access token, which this is loading during the app's launching, so even before it's rendered. So I think this would be every time the page is refreshed. We can optimize after. So then at this point, we have no refresh token, but we have a response token. Actually, we don't want, let's not do that. Let's import use refresh token. Is that what we called it? Hang on. forgotten how that actually... Fetching login. Okay, so we're extracting, and that was in the... So yeah, that's what we wanted. Right, yes. And then what do we pass in? Then we pass in the refresh token. We need to await that though, right? We don't need to await that? I'm confused on that, but let's see. Or maybe because it doesn't need to block the UI. And the refresh token does the storage and the setting of it. Okay, so set access token is not needed. That is correct. So now if we come over here, hooks can only be called inside of a body. Okay, that is almost exactly the type of thing I was concerned with. So we can't use those here. We can't use a hook inside of here. We could do this inside of app though. And because we're already checking if the access token exists, console log app, and then here we could do dirt. Okay. Doesn't like that. Why doesn't it like that? Okay, so I think it's that our refresh token has no, our refresh token should be days old. I mean, it should last for days. Expires. Oh, that was issued. Expires January 25th. Yes, so that should be fine. So it's not that. Refresh access token is not a function. Oh, silly me. Okay, I need to, so refresh token is already used there. We're receiving a refresh token. This is use refresh token. The refresh token exchange I don't like this at all. I need to sort this out, but for now let's just get it to work. Exchange refresh token, exchange refresh token, exchange refresh token. Doesn't like that. Too many re-renders. Okay. What did that? No refresh token. Multiple times it says no refresh token. This is slightly confusing. So if we just get rid of everything except for the app, that only executes twice. If we add that back in, still only executes twice. If we add that back in, still only executes twice. If we add that back in, it's still going to only execute twice, but it executes that both times. If we add this in without anything happening, executes twice. Only executes twice. Okay. Oh. Okay. It's because we're returning and we're confusing it. That's not what we want to do. If there's a refresh token, we want to set it. So now that executes okay. 1, 2, 3, but it executes 4 times now. Why does set refresh why does set refresh token force the no refresh token? No refresh. So the refresh token is being set and then it's re-rendering? Why does set refresh token calls the calls app to re-render. What is happening? Come on. Let's see here. Given why does app re-render when set refresh token is executed? Okay, so it re-renders whenever you use state. Okay, all right, that makes sense. All right, so that's not confusing anymore. But the issue is that we want to now exchange those, but that's going to happen 4 times, right? So we could return from here because actually, if we make this a const and then can we actually move these into here, and will that prevent console log handle refresh token? That's part of there. Yes. Okay. So when we execute handle refresh token, if there's an access token, we just return. If there's not a refresh token, we set the refresh token. Or actually, if there's no refresh token, we return. If there is a refresh token, we've set it here. So access token existed, we bailed out. This just handles whether or not we currently have access to the refresh token from the state. I think that's still going to I don't actually know if this will execute. Let's see. And then from here, we can do a handle refresh token. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to work. React hook use state is called in a function. Neither React okay. I was afraid of that. All right. Well, what in the heck? What in the heck do we do here? Oh. Sorry, I didn't see. I think. Were those from today? Rex and Luckdow, hi. I didn't see you there. Is that Kick Chat or YouTube? That's YouTube chat. My OBS windows are acting squirrely. Yeah, that's... There we go. Let's see. So we can't do this in here. And we can't return. All right, so this should still, we still need to move the, just move those up. Don't need this. All right, let's see what we have now. App, no refresh token, app, exchange refresh token, app, no refresh token, exchange refresh token, app, exchange refresh token. And we await here? That's not a thing, right? No. So, and we can't return here because then our app is just broken. So if not access token. Duh. No access token, no refresh token. All right, now what happens? All right, that's all wonky. Okay, that's fine. I've got to be just doing something stupid. Like we just want... I mean, I could put it somewhere that doesn't make any sense, I suppose, like the login form, but that's not what we would want to do. And it's going to change the... Anyway, over time, the logins... Well, actually, what is going to... I bet it's the something like the protected routes that we would want to deal with, right? So let's see. Because how am I currently doing that? I know I'm not doing it right, but let's see. Login. Customers. Okay. Yeah, we're just doing it for no access token. Sure. That's definitely not how we want to do it long term. React protecting routes and protecting routes. Let's see. So probably what we want to do is start dealing with the React router, right? Auth. So before we go about creating our protected routes, we need a way to figure out if the user is authenticated. Because this is a tutorial about React router protected routes and not about authentication, we'll use a fake use auth. Okay, that's fine. Though it's fake, it follows a good pattern. Sure, makes sense. Auth context, we're already using an auth context and an auth provider. What file is this supposed to be? Is this the auth provider being executed? So this would be in the auth provider. Auth consumer, use auth, auth, login, return, promise auth, true. Okay, so so where handle just looking to see where the designation that login is accessible. Oh, maybe right. So dashboard, I would obviously think is not. Dashboard would be a protected route. So where is? Okay, so there we go. Require auth. Well, it seems. See, it's still not. I'm thinking of potentially implementing the router now, or router, however you say it, in your land. And then once that's sorted, then because we would have the auth portion, it might be more logical than trying to do it like I am now. Or maybe even become more apparent to me. All right, so let's just get rid of this for now. All right. Rebooting that file. So, are you back yet? I'm not sure I want to follow necessarily exactly this pattern. Let's ask here. What is the standard implementation pattern for React Router? And let's try to spell some of these words correctly. Okay, so it's actually a React router that we need to install. Cool. Cool. What version of React are we using? Package JSON. Not the lock. I want the. Okay, there we go. That's the one I want. React is version 18. It's version 6. Is that right? Yeah. So if we just do this one, it should just give us the one that should match our needs, right? Yeah, so it gave us 6. Okay, cool. So now we have React router DOM installed. So we would install or import browser router as a router, routes, and root. Okay, that makes sense. Let's also do one other thing here. Nope, that's not a file. I want yeah, well, yeah, new file. header/header.js. Import header there. Header. Okay. Then we also need to, nope. Let's import our okay. Router routes route. Router routes route. Okay. Cool. /router. Okay. Now, that itself oh. It's not just HTML, silly. Actually, I saw that there was a really cool extension, React, that I haven't installed. Official website. Snippets, was that the... I think it was this one. It's got 10 million installations. Go with it. Nice research. Do other people use it? Yeah. Okay. Good enough for me. React. Let's see. Oh, what? Yeah, let's just go ahead and look at a component. Do I have one open? I do not. Yeah, there we go. So it's just the function and then the export. Okay. So function header. How about you spell function right? Function header. Then there we go. And then export the header. Okay. Okay. Everything is running now. Where are we? Okay. All right. So that has taken us here. If we go to /login, that gives us our login. If we go to customers, it should just say not logged in. Okay. So far, so good. So now we want to add in the where was that? It was, what was it called? It's required auth. Now, is that actually directly derived from the router DOM, or no, wait a minute, there's a function require auth. And what is the best way to require auth to access the customer's root? Okay. Before we do that, let's just do header. Well, yes. Okay. Slash UL. So now we come back here. Yeah, cool. Cool. That was nice and easy. Okay. So, if we're going to require authentication, introduces a different approach with the use of use and navigate. Create a require auth component. Okay, let's do that. Component, new file, require auth / require auth.js. Okay. Navigate, and we want navigate and use location. If determine if the user is authenticated. It might be let's say let is authenticated. We'll just say true for now. Or no, let's go ahead and say false. Yeah, then location. Location is location. If is authenticate, if not is authenticated. So if not is authenticated, navigate to login from location. Replace. Wonder what that is. Is that actually a... Oh, wait. Replace. Replace. There's no... Okay. Oh, wait, was it there? Or that was just the description of what a Boolean is? Or was it... Where'd that mouse over come from? That was that. Okay. Alright, it's fine. Figure out what all this means later. Return to navigate. Otherwise, we return the children. Okay. So that's our require auth. Then use require auth within a router. Require auth. Okay. And then that's going to be wrapped around the... What's that wrap around? It's inside the element of here. no exports. Okay, now let's go to customers. Let's get rid of the access token bit. So now if we come back to our application, we can go to home, we can go to login. Customers takes us to login. Okay, cool. So then in here, we can, let's just log out that we're in the require auth so we can see what that's like. Okay, it happens before, what? It happens before, oh, there it is. So it's because it's only on the customers. Okay. So because it only happens there, we could import use, no. Oh. Let's come back and just look at this a little bit more. That was React 5. So in our component, we need to deal with is off, right? So it's the is authenticated from our trying to get me to do a use auth. Was that a no, that's not a, it's not one of the things that the full-on ChatGPT told us to do. So what I'm thinking about right now is, do we want it as part of the fetch from API hook? Do we want a completely different use auth hook? Which is probably true. Yeah, but that could then also need to use the fetch from API. But that kind of seems, yeah, let's try it. Let's see, and we'll at least learn if you can use a hook from a hook. Okay. Yeah, so we are going to need, what used use effect? Actually, what would a use auth hook look like for this to get the what's it called? Is authenticated. Is authenticated. I am using React router DOM 6. Okay. State context, create context. But we've already got our context, auth context, and auth provider. Right, so we're not. So if we've already got those, just having an access token basically means that we're authenticated. Now, that auth token could be incorrect. So within our require auth, we could fetch to see if we have the authentication token. Or we could, let's just see what is suggested here just a little bit more. Auth context, so maybe we could do it in the auth provider. It's 7:30 already? Jeez. Where does the morning go? I think I might need to do some more reading. But the plan for tomorrow, which tomorrow's Saturday, so that'll be a bigger chunk of time that I can spend on this. I'm going to figure out how to handle the auth routing, or the use auth from the require auth, so to fetch our is authenticated. Probably want to also start storing the user details. That way that we can say, welcome Dave or Rex or Walkdal, or whoever. And also we'd have their user ID. We can also use we'll create a new root for users/self. That way we can validate the token. So we'll extract the user ID from the token and return some of the user information. Not all of it, but some of it. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do tomorrow. I was thinking about how we would validate that token anyway. So if we have an access token and a refresh token, just because we have an access token doesn't mean that they're logged in. So we can validate that at some time and then have that information about them stored. Maybe even add in sending the expiration date or extracting it from the JWT when received, so that we don't have to rely on the API to tell us that that our token's no longer valid. Yeah, I think those are some of the things we'll do tomorrow. So today was less exciting than some of the days past, but hopefully tomorrow's a really good one. So, bye.